right. So while you two are doing that, while you're brewing your tea, let's move over to Shylin and Flint.
So, what's on your mind?
Alright, Shylin says, I'll bring you up to speed. Last night we found that Raquel had been kidnapped by a crime lord. I have a lead that we can follow up, but I want us to leave before the others are all awake. I don't want them involved.
What? Why not?
Flint, you were in the carriage with them. You saw how they were acting. You saw what they were doing. You know they can't be trusted.
Well, they had moments of untrustworthiness, but I don't know if they could be entirely not be trusted, but I've been seeing cracks in the group's armor. I do understand what you're talking about, but what did you have in mind? What's going on?
Alright, we can speak to the... I've got two leads I can follow. Right now, the doctor I spoke to before, there had to have been people asking him about Raquel. We can speak to him and get some leads from him.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. Don't let the others know where we're going.
Are you sure about this? I mean, I'm no master of group work, but I'm no master of working in groups, but I don't know if we should hide this kind of information.
Do you really think we can trust them to... Flint, do you really think they can be trusted with something this important? What if...
Okay. All right, let's go. Flint still needs to think about this for a second.
You Flint?
Look, we've talked about this before. You know I'm not the best at working with groups, but now that we are with one and the importance of the mission depends on it, why are you so privy about working alone on this?
I'm not trying to do this, and I know I can't save her alone. I know I can trust you, but I know I can't trust them.
What? Are you sure just a few small arguments is really makes it so that you can never trust them again? I don't know. I've been talking with a lot of them. I've been getting to know them a lot. I think I don't know.
So Charlotte Shelley moves down and takes a seat. When I was about, I'd say 13, 14, there was a nearby village with this woman who owned a shop. She worked as a witch, sold a lot of potions. I liked her, but she wasn't the most popular person around. She was kind of eccentric, rather strange, and she kept to herself. She didn't have a lot of friends. So, when the famine started, people started blaming her. They said she was a witch, said she'd cursed them. My father was one of those people. He was so certain that she must be guilty, that she must be the one to blame, and, well, everyone else in the village agreed. I tried to say that they were being too hasty, that this was unfair, but all I heard was, "Shut up, Alex, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. Let the people who know better explain it." Then they raided her shop, her home, and they found memorabilia of Lolth. And they were certain she's absolutely guilty now. We've got proof. She was burned at the stake in the town square while everyone cheered, only for the famine to continue a week later. That memorabilia of Lolth, it was idols of Isla Stray. They had decided from their anger, their fear, and their paranoia, she's different, she's an outcast, and they condemned her just because of that. Dad was able to gather up some of the memorabilia, decided not to let it go to waste, and actually managed to sell it for a reasonable price. Kind of a way to honor her memory, I guess. But then I'm working with all of you. And when we're surrounded by the guards, it's the exact same scenario all over again. We have people like Seven, like Sybil, like Raquel, people who are different, who don't fit in, and once again, we have everyone pointing fingers and going, "It's them! Arrest them! We know they're guilty!" The captain himself straight up said, "I don't care about the law, all I care about is you will do what I say." And yet, no matter what happened, we learn that the guard is corrupt. We learn that the captain was breaking the law, and through all of it, they still would not even consider the idea that maybe they were wrong, that maybe we shouldn't have trusted them. But all it is again and again is, "No, you don't know what you're talking about, Alex Shylan. You shut up, Alex Shylan. You're supposed to do it our way." Well, guess what? We did it your way. Everything happened your way, and because of that, a child is now in the hands of a crime lord. And Sean suddenly sits down, he grabs his head in his hands like, No, I'm being unfair. It's not their fault. It's my fault. I'm the one who wasn't able to get her out. I'm the one who failed to protect and save her. This is not their fault because it's not their responsibility. They shouldn't have to worry about this. As much as I don't like it, they're probably right. This was the best way. What they did probably did keep themselves safe. Yes, it threw her under the bus, but it's not their responsibility to be taking care of strangers. It's not their responsibility putting other people's lives at risk. That was my responsibility, and I'm the one who failed. I was supposed to be taking care of everyone. I was supposed to be keeping everyone safe. I couldn't even protect one person, and I decide to blame the people who are under my protection for my own failures. That's right, I am a coward.
You're not a coward. You're the one who took initiative. You were the one who had the right idea in the first place. You, at least, even though nobody did listen to you, you were the one that spoke up and you were the one that acted. That's not a coward. You could argue it's a failure, but it's not a coward.
That's not cowardly. What's been cowardly is me trying to force them to take the blame for my own failure. Reality is, if I managed to get her out of here, she wouldn't be in Hollyhock's hands. We wouldn't be having this problem. The failure and the responsibility lies with me, but Flint, that's the other reason why I don't think we should be involving them. These aren't people who should ever have been involved with this. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and outside of that, Adrian is a school teacher who right now is scared out of his mind. Picria is a homeless victim. Sybil is... Hoshimi is a dancer. And Seven's already been through enough. Should we really be saying to these people, "Hey, please help us solve a murder mystery and put your lives in serious risk"? We
They're doing-
shouldn't be involving them in this.
They're doing this because they
They're bad.
want to help. All of us were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And when push came to shove, we chose to try and solve this together. Excluding them from this kind of thing is like saying, hey, your time was worthless. What you've been doing to try and help us this time was worthless. You don't mean anything to us. We're not trusting you. But up to this point, all the stuff that you did, all the things that you did to help us, we don't care. You know, we're handling this ourselves. So thank you. Your time is gone. Goodbye. We can't do that to them. I've gotten to know almost every single person in this group, and the whole idea is that they are different, and the fact that people were willing to crucify and hurt others that were different, this is a chance to show them that, hey, a group with differences can make a difference. And I don't want to exclude them from any of this. I want to show that they have worth. I want other people to know that they have worth. I just... If we get rid of them now, if we don't include them in this mystery now, we're basically reminding them as if they were worthless. Like, what they've done doesn't mean anything. And honestly, I've seen people be told that they're worthless enough. I've been called worthless enough. We can't do this on our own. We can't exclude them from this now. We're so far into this, and everything that they've done for us. Shylin, we can't do this alone.
And what if this happens again? What if we're in a scenario where I have to choose between abandoning them to die to save at least one person, or getting everyone killed because I have to try to save everyone from their own stupidity?
There are some situations where we just have to make a split-second decision, and even if it's not the right one, if they understand that it was in the moment, they'll get it. They'll understand, because we can't always think through all of our decisions. We can't always make the choice we want to make quickly. And honestly, I think they would be happier if they were there with us together than if we just left them right away without saying a word.
Flint, you told them it was an emergency decision, and they talked over you and ignored you. Shylin sighs. He stands up and he goes to leave, but when his hand is on the doorknob, he's about to turn it, and he just stops and. Are you sure that you want to involve them? Are you sure that is necessary?
This is a decision we have time to think through. It's not one we have to make right away like we're doing right now. And you know what? I've thought through it, and I think we should include them. But you know what? And then he looks up to Shylin. I'm open to suggestions.
Shylin takes a deep breath. I failed Raquel enough already. I'm not going to put my head of her safety and pretend like I can save her all by myself. This is a mission where we're going to need people who can use stealth, not just a flashy idiot tripping over his feet as a distraction. He releases the doorknob. I need your help, Flint, and if you really believe that the others are necessary for this, I'll follow your lead, but I would like it to be known that I do not feel I do not think that it would be the wisest idea to involve them in this. That'll be all. He returns to where we were sitting next to him and sits down again. I'll follow your lead. What do you suggest?
I say that we come up with a plan that can utilize all of our strengths. That way, any scenario that shows up, we'll be able to handle it. You and I did pretty well on our own, but I think it's time we include everyone in our little game plans.
Then we'll need to ask them how they want to approach this. In the meantime, after we do that, speaking to the doctor would still be the best idea. And how long would it take you to how long would it take you to get a sample of the drug?
Oh. I was able to get a look at the research lab, and there's some useful equipment in there. I would say maybe out of character, Josh. How long do you think it'll take? Like a day?
Well, to get a sample of the flower, or
Yeah.
Of the drug.
We said the drug. The drug.
He said he was going to make it into a potion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make an
that would take him about an hour at the very
An hour.
least.
Okay, in that case, make the potion as soon as you can. We'll go to the doctor after you've done that. It would probably help our case if we have physical evidence of its or the flower's potency.
All right.
All right. So, on that note, everyone hears knocks on their. It's Shylin and Flint. You hear a knock on the door.
Hello.
It is Hoshimi.
Mail call, boys.
So, there appears to be only one letter at the moment, and it is to Shylin.
Shylin blinks, and he just carefully folds up the paper and places into his pocket.
So he's not gonna share the content. Okay,
What was the
No,
letter?
totally okay.
just a letter from family.
Right. No secrets, right? We're together on this, right?
I told you exactly what it was. It was a letter from family. If it was relevant to the mission, I would tell you. Yes.
All right.
I'll do whatever. I have other telegrams to give to people.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like I'm guessing. Would Hoshimi have looked at all of them?
Honestly, yes.
All right. So I need to show them to you.
Mm-hmm.
Dang!
Make sure to share
I don't
both.
know if that federal crime has been invented yet. So
Tempering.
All right, and so Hoshimi has moved on, and she has knocked on a couple doors. She's kind of opened them up and wondering where everyone is until she finally has discovered everyone kind of huddled into Adrian's room.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah. Yep.
Pharaoh Atem. Jeebus Crow. I'm reading this. Frickin' Yami.
Wow.
Actually,
1 minute. I'm giving everyone their stuff.
You're literally delivering our mail.
Yep, I'm literally delivering your mail.
Ah.
this is great.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I just didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize. It's like, oh wait, Hoshimi probably would have looked at these.
Uh-huh.
also, Shylin actually realized something. Actually, okay, don't hold me to this, but
Uh-oh.
if we find where they're keeping Raquel and for whatever reason end up needing to storm the castle, don't hold me to this, but I might have a way to get us some backup. Some rather substantial backup.
Oh no.
Oh.
she kind of she's like panicking, like scrunching the note, like she's doing that accordion thing where she scrunches it up and then opens it back up and then scrunches it again and then opens it back up. Don't know.
Take a breath. Things will not. It will be. It'll be all right, Winnie.
Is everything okay? Take that as a no.
I just need to have a word with my sergeant when I get back.
I'm gonna assume that's
Eventually, someday.
I'm gonna assume that scream woke up Seven.
Oh, jeez.
What is? And she falls over.
Morning, Seven.
Did somebody kill our breakfast already?
No, I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'll finish the tea. And then Olwen just kind of scurries back to where she was making breakfast. How do I become breakfast maker in 2 campaigns?
Hello, Pan.
I told you you were channeling Pan in her.
So yes,
I think I might.
Okay, so
I was gonna say, I think I'm-
Shylan got one. So Shylan got 1 letter. Hoshimi got 1. Adrian got 1, and that Olwen got 2. All right, did you get the second one, honey? Okay, good.
Yes.
But speaking of, I think I might actually have a skill regarding making breakfast. Hang on, I just want to double check this.
What role would I need to do to make breakfast?
Either
Yeah,
lore cooking or crafting, or survival. But lore cooking would have the highest.
Ooh.
I'm fine.
Nice.
I've made us a lovely buffet.
Don't you dare go
including a
Pan
nice,
on us.
I'll just pull up a meal from Pan's. No, I'm just kidding. I've just made eggs, flapjacks, potatoes, lots of tea, and a good, nice hunk of beef for but I've kept it raw for 7.
Hoshimi looks over the breakfast selection, and her face falls a little. Still no rabbit.
I just kind of raided whatever was in the pantry and the cooler here.
No, it's fine.
I didn't really.
It's fine.
Okay.
Adrian's still sort of coming to after he's he has his coffee in hand. Well, well, not as big as a hero's feast, but it'll do. As he takes a sip of his coffee.
Did you say? Never mind.
7 proceeds to grab the beef and hucks it down really quick, and then proceeds to go around begging.
Hoshimi actually is eating only a little. She does actually give 7 some of her breakfast too.
Zoo food! Zoo comes, Zoo pops right out of, pops up and runs up, Flint's arm, and he gives her a little something to nosh on.
Olwen gives a good good-sized, medium for us normal tall humanoids, but very large stack of pancakes to Sybil. Because she thinks that pancakes fixes everything.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. I wasn't sure if you liked pancakes, but you know what? If you don't like pancakes, then I will eat them. But honestly, I've never met anyone who doesn't like pancakes, so hopefully this will work.
What are pancakes?
That's the question I was about to ask.
You should both try one. They're actually really good.
Okay.
They're sweet breakfast treats. Here. She cuts up some of the pancakes, puts a little bit of syrup on them, and then stabs like a decent sized bite onto a fork and hands it to Sybil. Try it.
If I may, all I'm thinking right now is, so what's Sybil like? Sybil is absolutely adorable. He's one of my best friends. What are pancakes? Sybil is dead to me.
Okay, yes. Seven is watching Sybil with great interest of his reaction.
It's interesting to think so many of you are so fascinated with pancakes.
Is it
Adrian?
any good, Sybil? Because I never had one.
Sybil holds up a whole pancake right in front of her beak.
She sniffs at it and proceeds to hawk it down real quick. Her eyes dilate.
Uh-oh. Out of character, it's another Amber pumpkin spice latte moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's sweet.
Adrian, take the sip.
I made plenty.
I've never seen a man or beast who hasn't fallen victim to pancakes. And you see Zoo just like slowly sliding like at least 10 or 11 onto her plate, and Flynn stops her. No, you're on a diet.
Adrian takes another sip of his coffee. Personally, I prefer elven toast with a little bit of honey.
I didn't find any toast. I mean any oven bread.
It's fine. Pancakes will do.
Seven grabs one
come on.
and throws it at Hoshimi. You gotta try this!
Hoshimi. Okay. Here's the unfortunate thing. Hoshimi was looking at her letter and wasn't paying attention to anyone, so it just hits her in the face.
Catch it with your mouth, it's great!
As the pancake just... she kind of peels the pancake off of her face, and she just puts it down, stands up, and walks out of the room.
Hoshimi?
I didn't think they were that bad.
They're not...
Did I do something wrong?
After a moment, Hoshimi steps back in, like wiping her face off with a rag.
Are you okay?
I need to get back to Urzaban as soon as possible.
I do have some. I'll help you get there. I don't feel right letting you guys go off on your own with Hollyhock around. Oh, we have some bad news. For those of you who didn't join us at the mansion last night or were unable to, that captain guy that I didn't like, he kind of got, his soul sucked out of him. So he's like mega dead.
Super mega dead?
Very much
She
so, and so...
I was under the impression you needed a soul to have it sucked out.
Joking aside, he kind of, had been walking around dead for a long time. And it was kind of due to, Hoshimi, you remember me mentioning
Nicholas Hollyhock.
Yeah, he knows we're here. He knows I'm here. And, he's kind of sent a personal message. And said, glad you're back. And, based on, the magic that we were able to find, it might have been him that sent us to that dark, creepy town, so I don't feel right letting you guys kind of go off on your own without...
I have a question.
Yes?
What's happening to Achillean's body?
Oh, I'm sending it back to Directian, for an autopsy.
I believe you're making a mistake.
Why?
Doesn't he operate primarily out of the UAA?
Yes, but there's also a reason why I was here. It's because he was here.
I understand that, but if he still has his resources in the UAA, that would make it easier to get a hold of the body for him and hide any details that he doesn't want anyone to find out.
He doesn't use resources. He thinks they're stupider than him. Which, a lot of the times, he's right. He prefers to get his own hands dirty, but from very far away. The only reason I only recommend it... The only reason I said to send it to the medical examiner in the UAA is because, well, he's dealt with a lot of, Hollyhock's victims before, so we know what to look for. Yes, Shaylin? What's the matter?
Yeah, so Shannon, he had been standing, rather far away from everyone else, but at this, he actually sounds so. Hold on. You're saying he works alone. He doesn't have people under his payroll. He doesn't have henchmen. He's entirely a solo act?
Almost entirely. I may be an organized crime, but he's like a one and done hiring of henchmen. Like, he'll hire a little small group of students, one job, and then never use them again. It makes him harder to track. For example, yeah.
Okay, I've never been the budget man of my family, but even I know that is incredibly resource inefficient. How is he able to hire and discard people and still maintain a level of success that has you worried about him?
Very, very, very powerful on his own. Money isn't an object to him. He just does it for the fun, for the challenge. He already knows he's at the top. He's just having fun staying there.
Adrian all of a sudden gets up. All when we have to go into the city.
Okay. She finishes her food and stands at attention. Sure, what do we need to do?
I'm gonna find Heinrich.
The guy, the him?
Yeah, him.
What about me? I want to help.
Actually, you look towards 7. I actually Could use your help.
Sure, whatever you need. You're sad. I don't want you to be sad anymore.
He doesn't want any of us to be sad.
I want you all smiling and being happy like Sybil.
I just like that just clicked in my head for a second. Just now.
But what are the? Oh boy, but Flint, how are you going to test those jokers?
Well, I need a sample. I need a sample of the drug first. It should take me about an hour. I'll bring you more findings once I find out more about it.
Agent talks over.
Okay, so I have time.
Adrian looks over to Flint. Use that name I gave you. Find him.
Okay.
Then use my name. He'll help you out.
Thanks.
So we're gonna have Adrian and Adrian, Olwen, and Seven head out into town.
Yes.
All right. We're also...
before they go, Olwen goes over to Hoshimi. I'll help you get to Urzaban. Just wait just a little bit longer. I don't want you to go alone. I don't want you to be in danger. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, before I forget,
Shaolin looks up in. Shaolin kind of looks up in surprise, wait, someone's talking to me?
I know you talked with the doctor earlier, but I'm not sure if you were heading out there again, but Adrian gives him a couple things he was writing down earlier when he was in the cart. See if you can ask him a couple of questions regarding the drug.
So here's the funny thing. Shaolin doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he looks rather uncharacteristically hesitant, and then actually looks over to Flint as if asking for Flint's go-ahead.
Flint gives him a small nod.
I'll look into it, Shaolin says.
Okay.
What do you call Flint? Flint puts a hand on Adrian's shoulder and says, "Oh, and if anybody asks who was using the laboratory last night in the university, you could tell them it was me."
Fair enough.
Actually, and then Shaolin speaks of this but then he actually pauses, and once again it looks like he's hesitating. Never mind.
Flint gives him another. Flint puts his locks eyes with him and gives him another nod.
If Hollyhawk is looking to track us, monitor our movements, maybe it would be better if, as much as possible, you avoid telling them that it was Flint researching the drug. Keep people, as much as we can, we might want to keep what we're doing a secret, just so no one can figure out what leads we're following.
Well, that's the thing. The lab last night was not exactly for studying the drug. It was for something else.
I see.
It's something that I think I need to discuss with the entire group when they're ready to go. Involving a certain member.
Shaolin nods. Speaking of which, while you're researching the drug, I will be, I have some letters that I can send to some contacts of my own. What Owen said has thrown off my plan a little bit. There might have been some people who have had a little bit of even temporary contact with Hollyhock, it might at least give us a trail to follow, something to narrow down to his location.
That would be good. He's kind of notoriously hard to track down, and you can kind of see that she's like miming a gun with one hand, and she's like, I was this close.
The Valentines do not make dealings with someone like Hollyhock, but there are other families who might not be as scrupulous. And my family keeps tabs on them. They might have picked up something.
I know.
Just need to make sure that they don't think I'm wasting their time.
You do what you gotta.
Shallan nods. He's going to gives room to basically send some letters to people in his family for information, and once the drug is ready, he and Flint will go to the doctor.
All right. So Bliss, you saying?
Where's Hoshimi?
I just talked to her, so I think she is back in the room.
No, I think she just left.
No, Hoshimi just left.
Did I do something bad?
I think Hoshimi has something else on her mind.
I should note that Hoshimi kind of left her letter on the table.
Adrian goes over to the letter. And I just inspects it. Oh, good, I can read it.
Oh, good. I can't.
Things went well after you disappeared. I was trying to best keep it going, but it's hard on your patrons. I had to invent some complicated lies. The business went collapse. You're better at the whole marketing thing. Although I think it worked, competitors haven't figured it out yet. Okay, this is probably referring to the tavern. They probably would have put us out of business now. Dear thinks the idea of... Huh. That is interesting.
What is?
Oh, apparently the owners of Oshimi's tavern, or I guess her business partners, had her believe that she was invisible this whole time, and it's actually brought in more business to her tavern. Which is... she's the boss. She owns the tavern.
Okay, out of character, that is so audacious, and I love it.
Oh gee. Oh jeez.
You're late.
She might be heading back to Urzaban because they are the closes the letter. Sounds like it sounds like her tavern's being overworked.
She's gone then? She left without me and
Don't worry, we'll find her. She hasn't been gone long. Right now, Seven, I need your help.
Yeah, Seven is really distracted, but okay, what can I do?
I need you, and he also looks towards Olwen to be my muscle.
Muscle?
You gotta look scary.
Ooh, I could do that, I think.
I'll tell you when to roar.
Okay.
All right.
You just gotta puff out your chest and go.
So basically, So basically, there's this big scary guy who doesn't like Adrian. I don't know why. Adrian's pretty cool, but he doesn't like him, and Adrian wants to scare him, but not too bad.
He has use.
Did he hurt you?
Half the scars on my
His
back.
feelings.
Also, half the scars on my back. On my back were, what's the word? Attributed to him.
It's very quick but subtle. You see Seven's eyes fluctuate to red for a second.
Indirectly.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
All right. Wow.
Motor.exe is now online.
These parameters are efficient.
And
Or,
what
these
was I gonna
parameters will
say?
suffice. That's what it was. Are acceptable. Okay.
Wrong
right.
Android, but I get what you're going with.
All right.
And I guess Flint is going to go work. He needs an hour to go work on the drugs, so he's actually going to go and take care of that. And considering that Sybil's just kind of sitting there and no one really wants to take him anywhere, he actually wants to bring Sybil with him.
there you go.
All right, so, so what are y'all gonna do?
So Flint and Sybil are gonna go work on the drug. Shylin is heading to the Shryland's gonna wait for Flint and then head to the doctor, probably with Sybil as well. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for that guy. Seven, Adrian and Olwen are heading to Mimi Face, and Hoshimi has dipped.
Okay, 7